Hi, this is Manju Ramanan, editor Film from Middle East, and I'll be shortly speaking to the beautiful and the gorgeous Sangeeta Bijlani, who has just started her YouTube channel. We'll talk about films, we'll talk about her career, we'll talk about wellness and the fact that she meditates and she's so fit. And if you look at her today, let's talk to her about her secret of her beauty and her youthfulness. So over to Sangeeta soon.
Hi, Manju.
So lovely to see you. So gorgeous. You're so pretty.
How are you? My God. What's happening?
All good. So tell me about, first of all, congratulations on the YouTube channel. So now
Thank you.
everyone will know your secret now. So tell us, we'll start with the secrets.
The intention is to share the secrets.
Okay. So tell me about...
I want everything that I have learned and achieved from my life, and whatever goodness has come into my life, I want to share that because I've experienced beautiful things in my life, and what's the point of keeping it within me if I can't share it? So this is the best time to do it.
Okay, so is it going to be on a weekly basis? How are you going to update it? How have you planned it?
So yes, eventually it will be on a weekly basis, and we'll see how it goes and how I bring about the videos. And obviously this is my first experience and I am new to it. I'm new to even connecting with you, so I don't do that too much. So,
okay.
So yeah, it is.
I was watching
new,
a lot of things. Of course, we've seen a lot of you over the years. But I was watching this Cadbury's drinking chocolate ad, which is so cute. It is you and
oh my God.
Yeah. And that lovely, it's a very quiet, lovely, pretty, demure. So tell me about that. I mean, you started very early. You started in your teens, if I'm not wrong. And
yes, I was just out of school actually. Literally when I was 15, 16, yeah. And yeah, it was a very different kind of a journey then, and things are different now. But yeah, I started very early, and I started modeling little bit, and my mom used to support me and she used to be with me kind of, because my dad used to say, don't leave my daughter alone. So yeah, so mom come with me. And then I started entering these little beauty pageants, and they used to fill out forms and they used to tell me, okay, enter a Campa Princess. Okay, we got, enter the Eagle Queen contest. And I started entering these contests. And before that, I even entered my school contest, and when I became the Miss Mount Mary's, and then to my college, and then these things, and then came the Miss India. And just when I'd already got the Miss India, I just about started modeling then, just about. So yeah, all these things just happen so fast.
Yeah. And tell me about television then. I mean, not just television, but modeling then and now. And you also worked for Archana Kocher recently. So the whole journey of how it was and how it is now. So what is the difference you see today in today's young talent?
The show that I had done was a showstopper. So we didn't have showstoppers then. And we had these wonderful shows where they used to have a lot of dance and, you know, a lot of choreography. Yeah. You know, the shows now are very straight and very to the point, and you know, you just flashing your clothes and just walking through it. Earlier we had these dance movements, and we had to do rehearsals for like 10 days to 1 week before, and we used to get so excited because nobody could forget, and it was just like one happy family where we used to all get together, we used to eat together, we used to be together the whole day, and it used to be very entertaining, those shows. And we used to travel all over India for that. And we used to be like one happy family where we used to just be stuck together. We used to be in each other's rooms, and it was wonderful. That whole experience was overwhelming.
So when you see other, you know, pageant winners who won many pageants later, and do you follow that at all? Because a lot of do you?
Sometimes, yeah, I do, but I don't really catch on to it too much because everything has become very commercial, very different. I think it's wonderful what the platform they have now is extremely wonderful. The time that I went to the Miss India, they didn't even sponsor my outfit. They just gave me this one little bit of money that Femina Times of India gave me. And then my mom had to kind of design my National Costume Award, which I got. I won the first prize in the Miss Universe. And there was some fabric lying, and she just kind of helped me with the fabric which she had at home, and we just stitched some gown. Okay. I wasn't even 17 when, I mean, I wasn't even I wasn't even 18, I think. Yeah. When I entered the contest, I was underage actually. So, and I was just about to turn 18, but they just sent me because in those days it was not such a big deal.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then you just go there and you're so naive. I had never traveled alone before. So this was the first time I was traveling alone. This is the first time I was getting onto a flight when I went for my Miss Universe.
Right.
To after, and it was really exciting, and but I was very lost and very alone, and you're very simple back then, and now you're groomed, you're trained before you go. Earlier, these things didn't exist, so it was a lot of
on the way most of the time. I'm sure that.
Yeah, there was a lot of innocence and simplicity to the way you were earlier. I'm not saying they're not innocent now, but they're fully ready now, which I think is wonderful. I think it's wonderful that they're groomed, they're ready, they know what to do, they have the right designers, they have the right attires, and they know what to speak, and they're so groomed, ready with everything, their hair, their makeup. You were left to do everything on your own. So that's the difference.
In all the beauty queens that we've seen, do you have any favorites? Do you look at somebody and say, wow, I like her? Is there a favorite?
So I think the year that Aishwarya, Shushmita came in, and then was Dia, and there was all these Lara, all these girls were there. I think that was a wonderful time, and I really was happy for all these girls because in a row they were all winning. Just the India was top, so I think that was a wonderful time.
Now, after that, of course, films happened. A lot of films happened, and of course, we know you as a Tridev girl, and all the songs of Tridev, of course, are still fresh in memory and played and replayed. So I want you to tell me memories of Tridev and Katil, because again, that was a very unusual film.
Okay, yeah. I actually was signed by Rajiv Rai. He's the one who spotted me the first time on ramp while I was performing and doing one of these dance numbers in the fashion show. And this is when he came backstage and he spoke to my mom and he says, I want to sign this girl. So my mom was like, okay, she has got offers before, but I don't know. And she was also very wary, but because you hear so many things about the industry and you're kind of defensive about it. But he was so sweet and so forthcoming, and he was so warm that there was this energy exchange which was just like, okay, I can be comfortable working with this man, and so then mom spoke to dad and they said okay, and then we had a screen test, and then he was the actual person who signed me. He gave me my first signing amount.
Okay.
Rajiv, yeah. But then what happened was the project was a little delayed. So he said, Sangeeta, you can go ahead and sign whatever comes to you in the meanwhile, because obviously when he signed me, there was a big noise in the media and everybody was like, okay, yeah, Rajiv has signed her. So I did get offers after that. And I got offers prior to that also due to my modeling assignments, and because I was doing a lot of ads. So they used to spot girls from the ads and they used to say, okay, she's good, we'll take her. And then I was offered by JP Datta, Hatyar.
Yeah.
And then there was this big thing that I was replacing Dimple, which I had no idea what was happening. I was just like, I was totally new to it, and I was so lost in everything in that also, because it was totally a new world for me again. Yeah. And then, but Katil was the film that I had signed after Hatyar, and that was the third film I signed. But because the producer had some understanding with my director, and he said, I want to release that film first. So that's what happened over there. It was a very interesting script at that time, Katil, yeah. It was a different kind of movie, which I did with Aditya Pancholi and Shakti Kapoor. And then came Hatyar after that, which I did with Chintu ji. God bless his soul. Yeah, I miss him, remember him very fondly. And then came Tridev. So, yeah.
And Tridev became, tell me about the costumes of Tridev and costumes during that time. Again, was it like the costumes that you had to, manage during the Miss India time, or how was it when it came to?
No, of course, it was different then. By then, you had your producers doing everything for you. You didn't have to make it yourself. So, yeah, everything began to happen, and the way the industry was working. And so the costumes were very exciting because they were very colorful and very dramatic. And we had this wonderful set in Tridev in Ooty. Yeah, I remember in Ooty, it was freezing cold. And Rajiv had put up this set on a waterfall, on top of a waterfall. He had constructed this set. and there was water splashing from the sides, and it was like we were freezing, all the girls, and we were wearing these bare minimums, with our midriff showing and arms are bare, and it was really fantastic. And yeah, the experience was wonderful there also, because we did a lot of work there itself on that set. At least my work was all mostly there on that set. My songs, all my 3 songs were shot there, all of them. Yeah.
Great. Now, after that, a lot of, were you always somebody who was into wellness and yoga and all of that you practice today? You've been practicing for the last 20 years plus, right? But tell me about it from the beginning. When did you actually get initiated into it? Your father is instrumental in it too as well, right?
Yes, yes. So the first book, my father gave me a book more than 30 years ago, which was the autobiography of a yogi. And he had begun his journey, though my father's a lawyer by profession, but he had begun his journey as to self-discovery, okay? And he gave me this book, and he said, just read it, baby. So I just read the book, and it was fascinating, and it just changed the way I thought, and I started getting drawn to what my father was saying, and he started discussing knowledge and spirituality. And I used to keep, every time I was going for a shoot and then he used to say something, I used to say, Papa, tell me. And I used to sit there and I used to quickly listen to him very eagerly. And then, of course, he used to meditate a lot at that time. And I used to be working a lot. I used to be working like 22 hours sometimes. And I had no time, because we used to do 3 shifts in those days. We used to never work at 1 film at a time. We used to work like 3 films. So I started signing a lot of films after that. And I had no time. So I used to literally barely sleep. And then we were up again. We had to do a sunrise shot. Then we had to do a late night shoot. And yeah, in between all that, I used to kind of listen to him, but I didn't have the time to practice my meditation, though I did kind of learn a bit, but then I was also very busy working. Even during modeling, I was doing like 3 shoots at a time. I was doing a lot of commercials, and we used to travel, and I was doing a lot of photo shoots. So yeah, it was, plus a ramp walk. So yeah, it was chock-a-block, and I was extremely busy. But during the phase, gradually I started doing a bit of meditation, and then I started enjoying it, and I started getting drawn to that kind of energy and the vibration that I felt during doing it, and it felt very blissful, and I continued to do it, and it just made me feel good, and a little bit of yoga and meditation, and it was nice. I looked at it that, okay, it's healthy. Little did I know that at some point I will discover something so beautiful as I continued the journey of meditation. And yeah, it improves your health, it improves your state of mind, it improves your way of being, it slows down your aging process. So it's all wonderful.
Relevant, the most relevant thing when anyone looks at you, that
so it is scientifically proven to slow down the aging process. So yeah, and it's not that I did it because of that. I just felt drawn to it, and I have no idea why. Maybe that was something that had to, I was inclined to doing it. Sometimes you like doing certain things, sometimes you like painting, sometimes you like eating certain things. So I was drawn to that. Because my father was doing it, I always looked up to him. So I felt drawn to doing it, and I enjoyed it. And then gradually it got deeper and deeper, and then you went into deeper states, and that's when you experience the beauty of and bliss of meditation.
There are many streams of meditation. What do you follow? Is there a particular? Is it a guru? There are many streams that lead you to, this.
So I do believe that I just started meditation, and my father didn't tell me this meditation is called this technique, or it's called transcendental, or it's called so-and-so meditation. He just said, baby, sit and just go within. And that's when I started going within, because you have to go into nothing. You go into zero. So there are states when I used to sit, and then I used to suddenly come out after, I used to think it's just 15 minutes. And I used to come out, it was an hour and a half. And I used to go and tell Dad, Papa, I thought it was just 10-15 minutes, and this is what happened. So he says, that's what it is. You went into deep states. You went into trance. So that's what it is. You feel like, because you go out of time and space when you meditate.
Yes.
We are in time and space. We live in time and space. So when you go into deeper states in meditation, you transcend to beyond time, beyond. So that's when you experience the magic, and that's what I began to experience. And
But when
yeah, and then
you come back to the state and you come back to reality, is there a shift?
yes.
There's something that it takes you a while to get used to reality. Does it happen? It happens.
No, no, but there is an inner journey which continues to happen, and there is a paradigm shift within, and you start looking at life differently from what you used to. All the set patterns change. Like I told you, there's a paradigm shift. So when the set patterns shift, the conditioning is broken, and you start unlearning everything you've ever learned. And that's when you start seeing everything differently, and you start seeing everything in a better way, and in a happier way, in a more stress-free way, and you become a happy soul to a larger extent. I mean, I'm not saying that there are no moments where I feel, oh my God, it's like, but I snap out of it quickly. I mean, I snap out of it within a few minutes, or maybe in half an hour. Otherwise, usually I would be like, oh, this happened, that happened, and you take it through a day or 2 days or whatever. Now you just snap out of it.
Wow, that's such a great tool to handle yourself, right? Because
it is.
As creative people,
I call it magic. I call it a magical tool, truly. So that's one of the reasons why I started my YouTube channel, because it's not just about meditation. It's about the entire way you are, the well-being, the wellness, the way you handle your entire life, whether it's how you eat, whether it's how you drink, whether how you are, whether you're just being, whether you just take some time off and just stay calm, and all these wonderful practices that I have learned, whether, in the yoga also. So all that put together is what I felt I must share with the world, because this is a time we all need it, because everybody is at home. And there are frustrations, there are problems in families, people are losing work, and people are struggling. There are people who are getting affected by the virus. So I felt that I should share what I have, because my father says that whatever you have from this world, you must give back to the world. So whether it's fitness, whether it's beauty, is something I don't feel it's external. For me, I may be blessed, but it's eventually, after a certain age, it's the inner beauty that reflects from within, and that's what I feel everybody has. That it's just that they need to tap it. So I want to guide them to do it. Amazing. Or teach them whatever I've learned.
Do you think that should be done at a younger age, because then it is a very important tool to perfect it by the time you're growing up? Do you think children, this is
I definitely feel they should teach this in school. I definitely feel, because it is so freeing. It is such a beautiful state to be in, and you can handle life in a better way. You see your relationships improve, your dealings with people improve, your own way how you deal with yourself improves. So that's the most important thing, I feel. If you can have a beautiful relationship with yourself, then your relationship with everybody else is more beautiful, and you handle and live. See, it's not easy for everybody to live life, so, and they don't know how to handle life. So that's what it helps to do. And so that's what I've learned to do.
What about self-love? Does it also, all of these practices, I'm not talking about self-love in a narcissist.
No, self-love is the most important thing, and that's what I learned to do, because you don't understand. There's so much to self-love. You're not just taking care of yourself, whether it's externally. It's your mental state, it's your emotional state, it's your psychological state, it's your physical state, which is the fitness. So there are so many aspects, and then which that transforms to a beautiful spiritual state. Spiritual state doesn't mean I am an ascetic, I'm a sage, I'm not going to do anything because I'm meditating, so I've left everything and I'm just sitting and I'm living my life, I'm doing my fitness, I go to the gym, I meet my friends, I do everything else. But there is a shift, like I told you, a paradigm shift which occurs when you do all these things, and then you start understanding how important you are to yourself, and that's what starts reflecting in everything you do. So I feel that's very important for people to connect with themselves, because most people don't know what they're doing. They're on auto mode. They're just doing stuff. Even a simple thing like breathing. Now, we are just talking, so you may not be conscious that how you're breathing. Because when you're laughing, your breath changes. When you're crying, your breath changes. When you're angry, your breath changes. So I feel these are very important things to be aware of and be conscious of it. That's all. It's very simple. It's just a practice which comes eventually.
And it's a regular practice on a daily basis, right?
It has to be on a daily basis, minute to minute. You live it. You live by it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You also see there is a sharpening of your inner compass, and it leads you to the right people and the right, where you are safe, where you're not attacked by another kind of a toxic energy. Do you think that such practices also keep an aura around you which protect you?
And yes, so that does affect, because usually when you go into a room full of people, you experience a certain vibe.
Yeah.
And get drawn to certain vibrations, and you go away from certain people, and so that's a vibration. It's an energy exchange.
Yeah.
So when you go home, then you are okay with even the uncomfortable vibrations, because you're exuding the positivity, you're exuding happiness, you're exuding joy. So that gets eased out. So it does affect that. Yes.
So your compass takes you to the right kinds of energy.
Yeah, because you operate by. Sorry?
Do you see that? Do you also feel that you've connected more to different kinds of people after these practices, and that there is a soul family that we have, which we connect?
Oh, you believe that? I like that. So you're on track. Yes, I do. Maybe that's what you are to me. So yeah, I do believe we have a soul family, and when your frequency changes and you ascend to a, I'm not saying they are descended and they are in a bad state, and you just your energies change. So when you're on a higher frequency and you're on a more positive vibration, you get drawn to only that kind of energy, and the rest get filtered out automatically. I feel it may be your closest friends for a long time, but they move away a little. People move from your life, and only the ones that are
relevant,
serve the purpose to get you on that journey, kind of come and cushion you in your life, and like they're there around, and they're there to kind of support you in a happier way, and to relate to you on that level to a larger extent. Yes, I feel that, and I have experienced that.
It's amazing because it's almost like an orbit around you, and people who don't vibe with you are out of the orbit without any pressure, or like you're not pushing
without any.
It is naturally.
But I do feel there are no coincidences in life, and you're just sometimes I feel we are just maneuvered towards things, just like things that are happening now. Everybody is wondering why. So instead of wondering why and questioning my life, which I stopped doing a long time ago, I just feel, okay, what is this? What message is this sending me? What message is this situation telling me to do? Is it to learn a lesson and elevate from that? Is it to handle the equation better? What is it teaching me? And you just drop anything that's negative. There's no grudge, there's no anger, there's no. I'm not saying I don't get annoyed for a second or two, or for a few minutes or something. If you're still human, and you're still in the human body, and you're bound to react according to your programming or conditioning you've had for so many years. So since you're a child, but yeah, that starts to shed, and the layers start to shed, and then you become this. I feel you become a much better, happier soul.
Yeah, surely.
So that's what I.
And it keeps your stress, it keeps your positivity intact. It keeps your core.
Absolutely. And it just makes you joyful, and it's actually more than anything else, I think it's freeing, because that's what I experience. I experience a sense of freedom. You can be with people when you want to. It's not about relationships. It's just within. You just feel lighter, because the baggage that you had accumulated in your mind of all kinds of programmings that we've grown up with, you know, you just start dropping that. You start shedding all that, and then you feel so much lighter. I do feel that I'm traveling light on my journey now.
So
So it's
beautiful.
wonderful.
There have been instances of actors from the film industry who have moved to spirituality. There have been many instances. I think Mr. Vinod Khanna was one of them, who also went to Osho.
Yeah, but he had left everything and gone away, and he was in his robes and all. So I do believe that you don't need to do that. I mean, it's not like I'm sitting in meditation 24 hours. You know, I mean, I wish it's a magical experience, but you're living your life, and you're doing this for 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever. I mean, I do it for a long time now.
Yeah.
But even if you can give it that 45 minutes, it changes your life and it improves and enhances your life. That's all. So it's a kind of an exercise. You work out, so you meditate also. So you do something for yourself which is external, which is a fitness workout, and with something which you work for your innermost being.
Right.
So that's what you need to do. Nobody thinks about inner. They only think about external. So you need to go inwards to understand what you are, which most people are, maybe they're not ready for that journey, I feel. So whenever they are, I'm sure that'll happen.
And it always comes to you, right? In different stages of people's lives, there are always these small corridors that open up, and it's up to you
Yeah,
to
and then
take it or not.
absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, it's wonderful. It just keeps you happy more than anything else. What is everybody looking for? Happiness, peace
Yeah.
of mind, a stress-free life. So that's also one of the reasons, like I said, is why I want to share all this with people. Is it's to live a happy, healthy, and a stress-free life. It improves your health. Forget anything else.
So do you also
It makes your health happy.
you also go away to
Sorry.
your farmhouse or towards greenery or
Yeah.
patches, which, I mean, we also say that plants are always in this state of trance, and there is a certain
Absolutely.
energy about plants and greenery and nature, or the flowers or the seas. So how important is it for us to also connect back? Because many of us want to go to a quieter retreat. I'm talking about general people when they look for places to go. Some of them like cities and bustling cities, but a lot of people like to go to the mountains so naturally we are programmed to go to these quieter spaces. But how do you uh, also add up? How do those things add up to your experiences when you travel out?
So yeah, I mean, I love going to my farmhouse and getting away as often as possible. And I do feel it's like when you're unwell,
Yeah.
then what happens is what the doctor tells you. He tells you go to a hill station, go to a nice place where you can breathe, you get more oxygen.
Yeah.
You look instead of looking at constructions and buildings and people, you look at greenery. I mean, we're going back to our basic nature. That's where we belong, I feel.
Yeah.
So you're going back to that because that's how it used to be, the world earlier. So you go there, you breathe freely, you look at the nature, you look at the sky, you look at the birds, you smell the air and you breathe, and you're aware that you're breathing. Here you're not even conscious, like I said, but you're breathing and you inhale. It just transforms you when you go there and you connect with the earth. You walk on the grass, you walk bare feet. It actually it's healing. It is healing, is why most of the doctors do suggest that often. So I feel that so ever since I was a kid, my parents always took us away in our holidays, whether it was to Mathiran, whether it was to Mahabaleshwar, whether it was to Kashmir. So I do feel the importance of connecting with nature, and I love being in nature. So, yeah.
So when you are in this space, are you also very conscious about, because does it also program you to eat a certain kind of food, to also practice other things which are very regular and normal in daily life, but with a very mindful approach to things?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You become more aware of the self because the external sounds are all shut. You can only hear the birds and the wind. And if you're in a secluded place like my farmhouse, you can hear the wind and you're just watching the sunrise in awe and looking colors of the sky change, the magical colors of the sky. And then you wake up because you want to wake up and you want to watch the sun rising. And that's an energy you're taking in.
Yeah.
They say that the sun emits energy. So you need that. You need the vitamin D. You need all that. And you consciously start doing that. because you want to do that if you've gone there. So I wake up for the sunrise and I long to wait for the sunset, and you just bask in that golden light of sunset, and you drink your cup of tea and you just kind of feel exhilarated. And I think all those things consciously or subconsciously heal you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not, again, just the physical healing. It heals you on every level.
Yeah.
Within.
Yeah.
Which most people don't understand, which I understood, and I feel the need and the importance of being there often. Right. So from the hustle bustle and the noise and the pollution, I just want to run away then. I want to just walk in the grass. I just want to just watch the birds, and I feel joyful when I see these sights and I hear the peacocks, I wake up to their call, and it's magical. So I wish, it's not easy for everybody to have that choice. First of all, it's very unfortunate. Everybody cannot have that choice.
Yeah.
So if and when you can do it, I think it would be wonderful. Otherwise, I think I sit by the window here. I'm in the city right now. So I sit by the window and I watch the rainfall, and I watch the palm trees here, and I watch the birds sitting on it, and I enjoy that. So that is also healing. So each one has to make that time for themselves.
Yeah, and you connect to every other human being, bird, flower, petal. Somewhere there is a conscious.
Yeah, because instead of being on the phone or watching Netflix or watching some channel or watching some news or then playing on your mobile, which is like, it is harmful to you after a point, because these are all machines and you're not wired for it. Actually, you just adapted to it.
Yeah.
We have all adapted to these machines because the times are changing and we have to adapt to it. Like we're having a Zoom call right now. So this is something, I think it's a wonderful way. So if you use the technology in the right way, to the right things when you need it, and yet be away from it when you can, I think that the balance is wonderful. So if you can create this balance in your life and be happy and enjoy life and have the best of everything, why not?
Amazing. It was lovely speaking to you, Sangeeta, and I'm sure let's meet up when you are in Dubai. And tell me about your memories of Dubai before we just sign off.
Oh, yes. The first time I ever came to Dubai was for a fashion show again, but my parents came with me because they didn't want to leave their little baby alone. So they came along.
How long ago was this?
This was, it was just after my Miss India title, I think around 82 maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
So and I'd come there for a fashion show, and I was very excited because all my mamas, my mom's brothers, they all lived there.
Yes.
So it was pretty exciting for me, and that was the first time I was going abroad.
Okay.
After my contest. So, after my Miss Universe, this is the second time, I would say. Yeah. So this is the second time I stepped out of the country, and I was pretty excited. And Dubai was much different then to what it is now. Now it is developed and so wonderful. I have a lot of friends there still, and my uncles are still there, and my cousins, they're all there in Dubai, and I do come there often. So,
Lovely. Thank you for speaking to me, and next time you're here, we'll meet up for sure. And we have to talk a lot.
Definitely. Lovely talking to you. Bye, Manju.
Bye. Bye.